We moved the chicken tractor over in this bed to let them just work that soil a little bit before we plant. Jean got all my beds prepped.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
He got this bed tilled up and prepped for me today. This is going to be the medicinal herbs and pollinator garden, and we just sowed clover and
Wildflowers. Crimson clover and wildflowers. It's perfect time. We've got another several weeks. Right at the prime time for us. It's almost the end of February. Today's the 22nd, because tomorrow's your birthday, Tracy.
Yep.
It'll be
20.
But perfect time for planting clover. We're going to have a good hard freeze tonight. I think it's going down to 28. So putting a light coating of good old farm mulch hay. I bartered with my local farmer down the road and asked him how much it'd be this time. And he said, well, if you got some eggs as fertilizer, he said, I got a hen that's breeding and I want her to sit on some eggs. And so we took him 18 and some deer jerky from that deer I shot right down there. Oh, you see our new pond? I've always wanted to live by the waterfront. All this rain we've been getting, the creek is just swollen. And it's cresting, and we're about to have a week. This is going to be the first time we're going to have about a week of sunshine. I think we're going to get a little bit of rain Monday, and then it's going to be about 7 days of sunshine, and I am so happy about it because that's the highest we've ever seen it get right here.
How deep is that really, you think?
This right here?
No, the creek.
Well, that down there below our pavilion, it drops off into the main part of the creek. It has to get about 12 foot high to get up just to the bank, if you will. And then it's another 12 to 14 feet, maybe 20 feet to the base of that cross. So it's up at least, it's probably up 30 feet. And that's no joke. And, but we have seen it to where it gets to the base of the cross, the arms, the horizontal.
I don't think they can really see that.
But
we'll walk down there in a minute.
But anyway, we're just out here loving life and trying to get this done before dark. Here's the best part. It even comes with chocolate patties. Good stuff.
The crimson clover, we sowed it today, and we're right on time with that. It says 2 to 4 weeks.
You didn't take none, Tracy.
I don't want any. 2 to 4 weeks before your average last frost. And we were going to sow white clover too, but it says not to sow it until after your last frost. So we'll hold off on that. But what we're doing, we've got the whole garden the beds are laid out. I'm super stoked about that. Those 2 beds, this bed, and this bed are all going to be cover cropped all year. So right now we're sowing the crimson clover. We're going to come back and sow sun hemp and buckwheat this summer. And then we're probably going to sow like a brassica mix fall and winter. So these 4 beds are new, and we're going to cover crop them all year long and build the soil up. And that bed and that bed is going to be potatoes. So we just made our little hills, our little mounds. We're going to come back and put cardboard and straw on the pathways and plant the potatoes there. And we put the chickens back in this bed to work this soil some more, get all the weeds out of it for us before we plant. And that first bed up there, I sowed carrot seeds and radish seeds. And I haven't put anything in that bed at the far end up there yet. So what else have we done today?
We ate lunch.
You cut grass with your new lawnmower?
Yep.
Took you how long?
Maybe 10 minutes with string out here and everything.
Versus how long did it used to take you?
40 minutes.
Time saver.
Guy that I bought my trailer from the other day, he's got a bunch of baby goats. We're gonna get some goats next year, right up there. Ain't that right, champ?
Yay. Coming together. It is coming together. Just touch on this for a second, a little bit more. Jean just tilled this whole section right here up for me today and connected it to this first bed. So we're doing till no till. So what that means for us is we're tilling up the beds in the very beginning just to prep them, and then we just start building the soil on top of that, and we won't be tilling anymore. From now on, we'll just be, building up the soil like we've been doing these beds here. So this bed right here, this is going to be my medicinal herbs and pollinator border. Right now what we've done, we sowed the crimson clover for cover crop just to help build up the soil some. And I just sowed wildflowers in this whole bed, and they're cool season wildflowers. That you should have actually sown those in the fall, like around October, September, October is when I should have sown those, but I didn't have the space, so I couldn't do that. But Jason said that we still have some time to sow some now, and they'll come up, but they won't get near as big and near as pretty as they would if you did them in the fall. But I'm gonna just give this a try and see. And just see how it does. I had 2 big bags of seed that was old seed from last year at Petals, and I wanted to just do that. Whatever does come up and germinate, that'll help cover this whole area to help me with weed control too, until I can start putting in my roses that are gonna have good rose hips for medicinal purposes, and my medicinal herbs and other flowers. So this is just to get it started. So the wildflower seeds that I just sowed here are things like larkspur, poppies, bachelor buttons, which is cornflowers. What else would have been in there? All kinds of different poppies, and probably some Texas bluebonnet, sweet alyssum, different wildflowers like that. I really don't know what all is in that bag, but we'll see. We'll see how it works. It's worth a shot. All right, I'm gonna walk down here and show y'all this flood. We have had so much rain. I think everybody has. Everybody that I'm listening to and talking to across the whole southeast has just been flooded. This is usually a field, but now it is a little pond. It's pretty deep too. Champ went running through there, and out in the middle of it he was underwater. Wow, it is all the way over here. It's about to meet up with the creek. Oh my gosh. It is so deep, just since yesterday. Wow. Man. So where that bent, crooked tree right there is the drop-off bank down to the creek, which, like Jean said, that's about probably a 15 to 20 foot drop-off right there. And then it's coming all the way up here, all the way to the pavilion. Man. You know, when we first bought this property, we had our little camper down here under this pavilion. And that year, there was a bad flood that December. And look at that, look at our cross. Wow. But that year, there was a bad flood that December. And that time it got right up to the arms of the cross that year. And our camper was sitting right here, and it didn't, it got right to the base of the steps of the camper. But we've never had like hogwash branch flood this whole field like that. That is wild for us, wild. But when we first got this property, we were thinking about putting our house down here by the creek. And that was the good thing about being able to observe the property and everything for 2 years before we actually got our house and moved down here, because that would have been really bad for our house to be down here. We were going to do a little cabin by the creek, and that would have been really bad. So it's always good to observe for a whole year through the seasons before you start making major decisions and doing things on your property. The birds and the wildlife are loving this though. They're going crazy out here. Okay guys, I'm gonna call it a day. We've been working non-stop ever since we got up this morning, just trying to get some things accomplished before I leave for Hawaii. And I'm sorry I didn't video more, but we wanted to just jump on here for a minute and just show you guys what all we've been working on and show you the creek and how it's flooding. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you on the next video. God bless.